this kind of area.
Okay.
Here. Everybody, Susie Labrie, the sunshine of the background.
Okay. First of all, I'm going to tell you who I am. And I'm an actor and an extra. I've been an extra in more than 300 movies or so, and I'm an actor. You know. Outside my profession, I'm a grassroots organizer. I want to organize one of the greatest efforts the state has ever had since the last Jeffrey century. We're going to break records. I is sort of an unwritten head of a massive grassroots effort to save our film industry and our tax credits. That's basically what it is. And I'm affiliated with a lot of organizations. I also want to consider myself as a central hub of information to keep all the communications lines open in order to get the word out when we need to, when red alerts come out, and when something needs to get out, I can just push the button and get it out. My main goal is to teach us how to keep in touch with the legislature, our state representatives, our state senators, and governor when we need to save our film industry tax credits. I've been doing that since 2003. Does everybody in here know who the legislators are, who your state representatives and state senators are? Anybody? All right. This is not the U.S. Congress. This is not Washington, D.C. This is Baton Rouge. You have the House, and you have the Senate, and you have the governor. Okay? When the bill is introduced, about one side, it is the test. Now one side and go to the other side and go back and possibly be approved. And then signed in by the governor or go in by default or vetoed. And it goes through the committee process. You have a piece of legislation like legislation when it's in the form of a bill. Okay? That bill would go to the House Ways and Means Committee, or if it's on the Senate side, Senate Financial Affairs Committee. Those committees would approve of a bill. Once it gets approved by the committee, it goes to the full floor of the full House, House or Senate. Once it passes that one camera or House, it goes to the committee of the other side. And then it goes to that committee, and then goes through that camera or House. And then after that happens, then it gets further along. And then the governor signs it into the law, or it goes into law by default, or it gets vetoed. That's the basic legislative process. To find out more about the process, you go to legis.law.gov, legis.la.gov. Y'all want to pull that up now? You have the internet? Legis.law.gov. You pull that up.
I think Nick has a link that people can go and just enter their address, and it'll tell them who their person
We're going to get
is.
to that in a minute. So we're just going to brief you. Whatever you don't write down today or record today, we will have posted on the back page, on my Facebook page, or Meetup, or whatever. And we'll have that posted. So you're not going to miss that, you know. The main reason we are here is to save our film industry tax credits, which was conceived of and created in 2002, 2003 by Steve Scalise and Jay Doherty. This is what created and expanded the industry. It is a very popular tax credits program. The first challenge we had, it was real bad, it was critical, is when Kathleen Blanco wanted to cap the tax credits, $40 million. We knew that was a no-no. So the grassroots effort started right around there. We have such a unity of diverse people in all fields and all ideologies, whether they be Democrat, Republican, Independent, left, right, we got it all. We have a unity like nobody else has had in Louisiana history that I know of. And we have broken records. And this period is going to be the toughest that we ever had since Blanco. We had organized ourselves so good that it blew this cap out of the Ways and Means Committee. We blew that legislation away. We blew Kathleen off the face of the map. The governor's office was very impressed. Didn't know we were there. Oh, I didn't know we were there. We didn't know we were there. We were so tightly knit and organized. And that's what we want to do, is keep and let everybody know who everybody is, number one. Know who the leaders are, like Bill Rainey, Eric, Henry, Wayne, anybody. To know who's who and keep on the same page. Number one, I'm going to ask you to know who your state legislator is. Your state representative, we call it. State senator. You do that by going to the site. We go through steps on how to do that. I have a Keep Louisiana Film Industry page. I want everybody to like that page. The number of likes on the page will be recorded by the state legislators and the governor. Keep, and Bill, well, I'm going to get Bill to talk a little bit more on that. That's trying to act as a central location for that, because when there's a red alert that comes out, we won't have to go to 100 different sites to get the word out. We'll make it virus in a snap like that, you know? Let's see. Another thing I want to ask you to do, not only know who your state legislators are and how to contact them, I want to inform you of the Louisiana Film and Entertainment Association, LFEA.org. They had the best. They are a trade association. Is everybody a member of that? Who's not a member of that? Or who's a member? Who's not a member? You're a member? Okay. Is everybody a member at LFEA.org? I ask that you join the LFEA.org. The first year's membership is free. The membership closes on January. That's when the dues, your first membership free, the dues are $50 a year after that. The reason I highly recommended the LFEA.org is because they are the professional trade association that represents the film industry. Just like you got the American Medical Association for the doctors, Pharmacy Association for the pharmacists, and then, you know, different associations. Louisiana Business and Louisiana Association for the Business Industry and so forth. They work like unions, except one is on the right, the other's on the left. For example, they're organizations that are in the interest of developing themselves. That's what the LFEA is to represent the industry and to develop our industry ourselves, you know, and to bring quality into our work and so forth. So let's see, LFEA.org. The reason I want to pitch LFEA is because they are the professional trade association, and they hired an expert, genius lobbyist, David Tadman, who broke records. And they, with their professionalism, has designed a tool for us to contact, make it easy for us to contact our legislators, which I also did, is by blasting out links. How do you go to the legislative website? How do you find out who your legislator is? And so forth. And when the bills come out, the hot links to the House Ways and Means Committee and to the Senate Fiscal Affairs Committee. We want everybody to know not only who your state representative and senator is, but be familiar with the Ways and Means Committee, House Ways and Means Committee, and the Senate Fiscal Affairs Committee. Be familiar with those. Also, we have to send out hot links to the bills that will come out. There is no bills that I know so far that has been submitted to the state legislatures. We are on hold. All I want us to do is get to know one each other, get to know who your state representative and senator is, and create a unity and be so united that when we get an alert out, it's get an alert out. Now, another thing to be on the lookout for, this is what I'm going to ask you to know when you do find out who your legislator is. LFEA.org has just commissioned my 2 cents campaign. They commissioned a study. This is the study that is going to save our tax credits. Just like the study, we had the economic impact study we had 4 or 5 years ago. What I want you to do is say, Dear Mr. Pugh, as a representative, Representative Pugh, and dear Senator Erdy, hereby attached is the economic, whatever you name it, and then I'm going to provide the link, or the LFEA will do the same. Attach that new thing that's going to come out. We do not know when. It can come out any moment. It can come out now. It can come out next week. We don't know. When it's finished, it's finished. A personal note, I think it's cool, like the timing is, the way it's timed. And I don't know if LFEA is doing that or David's doing that. I don't know. But we're letting all the opposition, like Louisiana Budget Project, lawbudget.org. Lawbudget.org is our #1 enemy. They are fighting the tax credit. It is a big, monstrous organization. But we don't want to be negative by keeping the tax Jan, J-A-N, Jan Moeller. We want to be positive because I think it's not the opposition that is a problem as much as lack of information going into the state legislature. Lack of information ourselves, and lack of information going in the legislature, or to Juan Moeller, or to anyone else that was opposition. So we want to expose the opposition, but we want to focus on being positive and united and showing, and what we want to do is we want to prove that the tax credits is of a benefit to us, and I think we're doing well with that. We just had the study we had 3 years ago, the economic impact study by Lawrence Scott. That was the tool that we got in every legislator's hands that won us over. When this bomb comes out, I call the LFEA study, I think this is, I'm going to ask you to attach. Attach, please, hereby the LFEA, whatever the name of it is, here's the link. And #2, I'll ask you to put your personal testimony. What impacts did the film industry had on you, financially and non-financially, your family, your business, your industry, and your community. And that's it. And whatever you know in that district, like say, for example, #2, which is Millennium Studios in it, or 101, which is Calvin Bradley's theater, you know. You keep a tally of what goes on in your district, or whatever other district, like I keep a tally on 101, and so forth. And whatever you hear is in that district. Well, Diego Martinez has this Millennium Studio on such and such a street in Shreveport, District #2. Well, the representative that didn't mean anything to him. He didn't realize it was even there. Ted James didn't realize that it had a studio in his district, nor did I. So the left hand never knows what the right hand's doing. So we need to share that information. Not only we want to know your income. What did you do with your income? All right. Let's say, for instance, I'm going to boil it down to make it simple for one. What has the film industry done for me? I've been in 300 movies as a movie extra. I made $4,000 a year. This might have made a difference whether I could buy a car or not, or a new wardrobe. For example, in April, I made $4,000 with All the King's Men. I worked as a casting assistant. I was able to buy a whole new wardrobe. I was able to buy a car, or I was able to repair a car. If it wasn't for the movie industry, I wouldn't have been able to have a car. My sister June, she lost her house in Katrina. She got into transportation. She's a Teamster driver. She was able to get her house back like this, and not only that, 2 houses, and be able to rent. Now she's a landlord. There's tenants in the house, and she's drawing income. And it goes on and on and on and on, you see. And not only does it have financial impact, I have a friend named Jerry who is an extra. And she said, Susie, this literally saved my life. I was in a deep depression. I did not know where I was going to go. The movie industry, when you call me to be an extra or whatever, this saved me from cracking up. This saved me from going into deep depression. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know what I was good at. Another example is Shanna Forrestal is another friend. Shanna, I met in a Sunday school group, taking a little acting course with her. You know, as an extra, I got her as an Austin extra. So Susie, you plan to see what you did is you opened a new avenue for me in my career decision making. I didn't know what I was going to do in the future. I thought I'd be a teacher or a librarian. Now she has a full-force production business, Louisiana Film Works, and a full-fledged actor, and there's no telling how much she makes. That's impacting Baton Rouge and the Central Parish or East Baton Rouge Parish. So little things like this on and on and on and on. What has it done for me? It's increased. I was able to take more classes. I didn't know what I was going to do in my life. I have Asperger's. I was working part-time. I couldn't find a decent work more than a cashier or a bagger. The film industry, I discovered skill I didn't know I had. Not only in acting, but in music, and it's affected my life and my consortium with my family because I got to learn life skills and discover things about myself I didn't even know about. So these are the things you want to share with your legislators. Another thing, your community, the Ninth Ward. Brad Pitt is doing something in the Ninth Ward to help develop the Ninth Ward that really needs it. So that's big right there. The Ninth Ward is where, what is your name again?
New Orleans East.
Yeah, I don't know if you're familiar with the Music Village and T. Patinas and all that. That's important for you all to know. That's a ripple effect that the film industry has had, whether it's economic or not economic. If one thing leads to another. That's basically what it is. Are there any questions you have for me or Tom?
When is that LFEA report supposed to be out? Is it out now?
Soon.
We don't know. David has no idea. They're waiting. They're just as anxious to announce it to me. But by God, when it comes out, we're going to drop it like a bomb. We're going to sure let you know. Check the meetup sites. I don't know how many of y'all are in meetup. Check the BAG site. Check my page on Facebook and any of the film industry pages to hold intent or any of that. I'm going to be blasting out little steps that you take. It's very simple. Keep it short and sweet and to the beat. And as number 3, I want you to tell your representatives and senators, thank you for your support. And when you know someone's going to support you, please thank them. Not only thank them, but thank your leaders, and thank the lobbyists, and thank whoever it is to support the film industry. We broke a record. We hit 7,000 contacts into the governor's office that day. We were at Ways and Means Committee that day. We went upstairs, and the governor, we had so much. I think we were the ones that forced the governor to drop its plan. You know that plan?
That was a great day.
That was the day. It was such a shock. And April 8th, the governor went up, and this is what he did. Y'all take and do what I don't know what to do. Y'all take and do what you want. If you have a better solution than me, go for it. Well, this is our opportunity. And one thing I do want to say, don't take anything for granted. Yeah, I'll support it. You watch them 24/7. We are going to be watchmen on the wall. Because people will flip and turn on us. We're going to let you know who's who. On that Keep Louisiana Film Industry page, we'll let you know who's who. Right now, the names, if you want to think, is Senator J.P. Morrell. He's a senator in the French Quarters. And Julie Stokes. They have provided some tweaks. That's very important. For us to do well, we're going to have to get these tweaks through. LFEA itself, since they're professionals, will let us know what tweaks are going to be good so we can keep work for Louisianians. And I preach, if you're going to keep me in action, you're going to have to keep the Louisianians working. So you got me to leverage on that. You want me to go to Baton Rouge, you got to keep giving our workers work. And LFEA will let us know what's coming up now. Just keep it short and sweet and simple. Any other questions before I go? Looks like we got it down, Pat?
I have.
Yes, ma'am.
You said JP did some legislation. He's doing some legislation.
Yes, he's doing beautiful work. Him and Julie Stokes.
Well, if JP is doing it, all the rest of the New Orleans delegation gonna be right along with
All right, JP. We're going to feature him coming up, but I'm not going to do anything. But he and Julie are doing a lot of good homework, so we won't have to do homework and get in danger and walk on thin ice when we go to Baton Rouge. So you let JP and them know that job well done. Because we have a built-in devil's advocate for him, which is great. And we keep it short and sweet. We all, different parts of the political spectrum, we all love one another and keep this fellowship and brotherhood going. And we are a unity of diverse people. We need to stick together. We're the only ones that I know of that have such a unity. And I want to also remind you that from a positive standpoint, school, parks, and hospitals are our friends, not our enemy. We have no competition because what's best for us is best for you. You tell LSU. When the film industry profits, LSU's better. It's not LSU versus the film industry or state parks versus the film industry. We're all in this together. It helps the handicapped people. It helps the state parks. It helps. But anyway, I believe that's everything I need to say.
Thank you very much, Susie.
Thank you.
Very much. Next, I'd like to present Mr. Bill Rainey. Thank you very much. I'd like to do a next.
I'm Bill Rainey from the Golden Tent. I can't add much to what Susie said, but just to make this short, whenever there's a cause, you talk to people and you say, yeah, well, I'll write the senator for you. I'll write whoever. Well, the LFEA has made it real simple for us. And what you have to do is just go to lfea.org and click on the Action Center. Put in your zip code, and it will tell you who your legislator is. And it brings up something where you can do an email and just make your own notes. What we have to do, I think, is absolutely critical. We need people who are not in this industry to contact our legislators. So what we all need to do is talk to our friends, relatives, co-workers who are doing whatever, and get them to write their legislature supporting our cause. We want to inundate the legislators so that they're just sick of hearing from us. Also, when you go eat in a restaurant, whether it's you have a regular waitress or waiter, ask them to go to that site. They don't have to be members. They can just go to lfea.org and click on the Action Center, put in their zip code, and send a note. It's just that quick. People will never get around to making that phone call or writing a letter, but this makes it easy. So just take everything that Susie has said, and we all need to do that, and we need to do it more than once. Every time there's a new bill that comes up that threatens us. Eric, I'm about done here. So just remember, our next 3 months, focus on tax credits, nothing else. Drive all your friends, family, and relatives to the LFEA Action Center. The next time you see it, did you do that for me? Did you contact the legislator? Did you go to LFEA? Ask her over and over again, because that's the way we need to do it. Just get the word out and just set up, like I said, not to be redundant, so that the legislators are tired of hearing from us and everybody who is not in the industry. That's the critical point, getting our friends and relatives who are not in this industry to use that LFEA Action Center too. Thank you, guys.
Oh, good.
people, I mean the movie and film industry will stay here. So thanks a lot for coming. Our 3-year anniversary. Thanks a lot for being part of BAG. And we'll have another function in the next few weeks. Thanks a lot, and let's enjoy some cake. All right. Anybody like the flower?